Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That is Jack. I am Conrad, and this is the Footy 5 Week 2 90% edition. West Ham and Leicester still to play. I like West Ham, that one, I think. But we're going to take a quick look. Arsenal-Chelsea just wrapped, so rapid reaction to a couple of things that happened over the weekend, starting with Man United and their new record of 27 matches away from home, unbeaten, tying the old Arsenal record. So what? I think Pogba's comments after the match summed it up pretty well, where he just said, it's nice.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to when the Invincibles, they drew a lot. That was, I believe, the team that was undefeated for so long. They drew a lot. This United team has drawn a lot as well in their home streak. And in addition,
Away streak.
Away streak. Thank you for correcting me. A lot of them had no fans, and I saw it's a nice record. It's cool. I think it shows that they are a good side to be unbeaten for so long. But again, it's at what cost? They looked okay. Pogba had his moments. I don't love him at left wing. I don't think United should love him at left wing. I hate Martial up front. And credit to Southampton. I had them getting relegated, and they got a very valuable point from that match. So I think it's really tough to have too many takeaways because it's so early on in the season. But good performance, I think, overall from both teams in that one.
I don't know how United don't score in the 7th minute. Watch how many chances that ball bounced around off the frame, right around in front. Just Southampton was tenacious. That summed up their whole match, I think. Just fight. And Pogba, another assist. Yeah, you don't like him on the wing, but he's producing for them. He had 3 assists all of last year, 5 so far. I don't like the way they're playing with him, though.
I would like him better as a left center mid in a midfield 3, but I don't think they have the midfield capabilities for that. Maybe if you had a really good defensive mid, you could play Pogba and Bruno in that role and really go all out attacking. But I think at the present moment, Pogba left wing is okay. But I think that against bigger sides, a few issues might crop up for them. So 4 points from the first 2, I think is quite disappointing, honestly, considering that it was Leeds and Southampton as your first 2.
But this is the United that we've come to know. They look like world beaters one week and then kind of just drifting the next. I think that's what they've got to really figure out is just consistency and an edge, which they don't have an edge. I don't know. Anyhow, but I did like Pogba's comments afterwards. He looks like a guy who's pretty happy playing for this United side.
He could sign a new contract, honestly. That'd be a big get for them.
Yes, 100%. All right, match that just ended. I don't know what to say about Arsenal. Arsenal, Chelsea. It doesn't have Odegaard yet. Brought him back in. No Lacazette, no Partey, no Nketiah. Auba came on. 0 adjustments. They could not figure out what to do with Lukaku. He distracted them, dragging defenders all over the place. I picked Chelsea to win. I have Lukaku winning the Golden Boot. He looked amazing. Could have had that second goal. Realistically, should have been a second goal. But he's the missing piece for Tuchel. I think they're really good.
I doubted his ability to immediately integrate.
Oops.
That was a bad call, I think. I think he looked good. Yeah, it was Arsenal. They didn't have Ben White. It was like what? It was Garcia.
I even forgot about White. Yeah.
It was Pablo Mari and Chambers holding. I don't know. Just not good center backs is the shorthand version of what Arsenal had at the back.
And Mari came out afterwards. He's like, "We're disappointed to not win." How can you be disappointed with the way you played? You did not make a single adjustment.
I think he's saying, I'm disappointed.
Doing.
I'm disappointed we didn't win. I'm not saying we had the chances to. He was just saying, it would have been nice if we had won. That I think sums up Arteta's Arsenal, where they just don't know what they're doing. I'm going to record a video this week about their window and Arteta because I think they're very interesting. I am a big fan of their window and their signings. I'm hit or miss on Arteta. Yeah. I think they are a mess, and Chelsea are ready to challenge for a title. Them and Liverpool, a 3-0 win in their first match, a 2-0 win in their second match. They're stride for stride in that one. They'll meet next week. That's as much of a title decider as you can have in the 3rd week of the season. So I'm excited for that one.
Yes, it's too early. Yes, it's entirely too early. But Arlo White said something during the broadcast about transfer money that's been spent on Lukaku so far, and it's now over $420 million, I think was the number that he which is just, and it's a record. It's an astonishing amount of money for one player. And Chelsea sold him and bought him. And I think they're at a net loss on him at this point. But
but I think if he wins him a title, then it's is it really a net loss in that instance? I don't think it is.
That's what they got out of the played so much shit when he was.
Yeah, exactly.
Chelsea looked really, really, really good. All right, and the last thing we're talking about, 0s and 6s. We've got Wolves, Burnley, Newcastle, Arsenal, Norwich, 0 points. Norwich rooted bottom with no goals, much like the last time they were up in the Premier League. But to be fair, they had the toughest first 2 matches against the two defending champions, last 2 champions, City and then Liverpool. They've lost 8-0 on aggregated. Wolves unlucky, I think, to get a point today. They played really, really well. Arsenal have not scored, as we last year, what did they lack? A playmaker. They bring in Odegaard. Maybe that'll be enough. I don't know. But Chelsea, Liverpool, Brighton, Spurs have the full 6 right now.
Yeah, I think Wolves and Arsenal, you have to expect to push up a bit more. Burnley, I'm not sure if they can have too many complaints from this match against Liverpool. Newcastle, they just look a little like lacking something. So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure where I stand on those teams down there. Norwich, again, a really tough opening schedule. I don't know if they're going to be able to get too far off the table. And I think that Liverpool, Chelsea are 1 and 2 are probably going to be part of this title race. It's too early to write off Man City, obviously. But they look very good, both of them. Look very good defensively. They, even with a few players out, not their first choice lineups for Liverpool or Chelsea, they are going to be, again, title matchup next week. It's going to be a tremendous one.
You look at Newcastle, they played Arsenal, lost 2-0 at Villa Park, right? They had 52% of the possessions, 9 shots, not bad, 1 on target to 7, and then 7 for Villa, 2 on target, obviously the ones that they scored on. But to your point, they lack something, and this is what
happens. This is what happens when the transfer window doesn't end with the beginning of the season. Is you have teams that are going to take after the September window or September international break, then you might see a bit more. And again, it's not going to be 6 to 10 matches where you can really begin to say, okay, this is beginning to shape up a little bit. Still really early in the season. No one's relegated. No one's won the title. As much as some people may want you to believe that, this team's going to run away with this XYZ is going to happen. It's going to be a good season, I think. And with the fans back, I think it's really kind of influenced a few of these matches in some pretty big ways. So I'm excited to see next few weeks.
You shocked with Brighton on 6, 56% possession. And granted, they played Watford. We don't really know what Watford is going to turn into. Again, it's really too early to draw any kind of conclusion.
Look,
they Brighton last year. They were just unlucky.
I had them. I don't have my sheet in front of me. I'm being exposed. I don't know where I had Brighton.
I had them in like 15.
I think I had him maybe as high as
12th,
11th.
Yeah, something like that.
Some pretty high mid-table. Because they had such a bad XG return last year in terms of their actual production, not in terms of what the chances they created. That they maintained that ability, and they're beginning to cash in on it. Maybe a bit of luck to be at where they're at now, but I think it's a very exciting time to be a Brighton fan. Brighton player. They're a very interesting project. I was talking to some of my UK friends, and we were arguing over what's a better project right now, Arsenal or Brighton. And that's an interesting debate because because I think Graham Potter is really building something there. They're going to be a very interesting side. They have Everton next before the break. That's going to be another good match. I think that they are going to begin to become one of those teams that I think sticks into the middle of that pack of the Premier League teams. So.
And back to Wolves and Spurs. Obviously, Nuno returning home. And what he did against City, here, hold the ball. Doesn't want it. Again, only 41% for Spurs in possession. But Wolves really deserved a point out of this. Traore had more than a couple of chances, especially on the breakaway. They had 50% possessions and 25 total shots.
They're playing a very exciting brand of football. And that's different than they played under Nuno. Or Nuno. I always forget if there's the N over the N or not. It's going to be exciting to see where they go. Again, you need to get a few players back. He needs to continue to work with the team. So they're another team. There's a lot of teams that really have a lot of things interesting, and Brentford very quietly haven't conceded a goal yet. They're not one of the sixes one of the sixes or zeros, but they're quietly sitting up there in seventh. We were big on them, and they're rewarding us early on.
Raul Jimenez looked great. It's just wonderful to see him playing again. He had a couple of chances that he could have converted as well for Wolves. But Bruno Lage he's got a good stable, and I think if they can do I still think they're going to be. Anyhow, that'll do it for us for our quick look back at 90% of the week. What do you think of Leicester and West Ham?
West Ham? That's at West Ham, so Leicester win.
It is at West Ham. I think it's a Leicester win. Yeah, you don't like West Ham in front of their own home fans.
I do not like them in front of their home fans. They scored 4 at Newcastle. They're going to be inverted. 19 wins on the road, 19 wins at home.
That would be
19 losses at home. Not 19 losses at home. That would be like 38 wins. That'd be stunning.
38 no. But that's enough to stay up. 19 wins. Yeah. That would be fantastic for them. That was 60 points. Anyhow, that'll do it for us. Let us know what you think in the comments. Please like, subscribe. That is Jack. I am Conrad. This is the Footy 5. Please look for us on the Twitter. Take care now.